everybody, Lucas Haneman here. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Well, there's one reoccurring question in the viewer comments section that seems to be coming in often these days, and it means a lot to me that you guys are curious about this stuff. And that question basically is, where do I get my inspiration for the intro music I play and for the Shut Up and Pluck It videos that I've been doing? And it's a bit of a loaded answer. I'm actually going to try to answer this question in multiple different episodes that I'm going to spread out over a period of time for you guys. But I'm going to kind of just scratch the surface today and talk to you guys about musical influences. So a big thing for me is trying to draw on something that I really, really enjoy, or that's maybe making me tick at a certain point in time, but trying to make it not sound like that thing that I love so much. So for those of you who know me personally, you'll probably know that I listen to a huge variety of music. In addition to that, all the learning I do is by ear. I can't read tabs. I'm visually impaired. I can't read music. So everything I do literally is from my ears, into my brain, then into my fingers, and then hopefully onto the guitar if I'm lucky. But yeah, I am blessed with a couple of things. One thing I'm very blessed with is the fact that I've always had people around me who've encouraged me to listen to different music. Check this out, check that out, listen to this different thing. And I've always had guitar, like when I was younger, I always had guitar teachers like that. I used to study with this guy, Wayne Eagles from Ottawa, who teaches at Carleton University here. And, he taught me everything from, Eddie Van Halen to Eric Clapton solos to Ritchie Blackmore solos to, finger picking and country guitar. It was really all over the map. And then I was lucky enough to study jazz guitar at Concordia University, where I studied with this guy, Roddy Elias, who's a world-renowned guitar player. And he plays nylon string guitar. And so he even got me into some of the classical repertoire, which I really suck at, to be honest. But he got me into some of that. And then he exposed me to a ton of different music, and really got me to think about the guitar in a different way. And that's where, I guess I started to develop my own sound and develop my own technique. So when I play these little pieces for you guys, I'm drawing on a lot of different music that I listen to. And I'm always trying to think, like, what can I do that I haven't done before? And I'm kind of taking it right to the edge of what I'm capable of sometimes. I'm really taking it to the edge. Like with that intro jam I just played for you guys, I'm trying to do this kind of, pseudo Afro-Cuban thing. And then mix it with like a straight groove. So I've got the straight thing going on and then the Afro-Cuban thing. So I'm often, that's a big thing for me, is I'm thinking of rhythm and I'm thinking of trying to do something a little unusual with it, Other times I'll play things that are a bit more straight ahead, and I love all of it, I do play the drums. I do have a drum set here behind me, and I do play the drums actually a lot. That's a big thing that I draw inspiration from, is drums and drummers and grooves, But also harmony, So the other thing that I was playing around with there was this very specific chord relationship. B major and G major. And that's what we call a 1-flat-6 chord progression, okay? So I'm kind of playing in the key of B major. And then when we get to this chord, I have to play something totally different. And I just like that because to me that movement right there, it's got a lot of edge. And I'll tell you where that came from. I was listening recently to a John Lennon song called How Do You Sleep? How Do You Sleep at Night? And that's a really cool groove. And that one's in the key of A minor. But it actually starts on an F7. minor. So in a minor key, that's the same type of relationship. It's a flat 6 to 1. So I was kind of thinking about that tune earlier today, like how could I turn that into something that it's not at all. It doesn't sound at all the same. And so, yeah, like that, that's a big part of what I'm thinking about is, what am I listening to at the time, and one thing that's really cool right now, as someone who writes music, I don't always listen to a ton, but I'm back in a phase of my life right now where I'm listening to a lot of music because I've got an almost 3-year-old daughter, and I'm trying to expose her to as much as possible of all the different types of music, So she and I will listen to anything from like, George Benson, all the way to like Green Day. You know what I mean? It's a big variety of different stuff. And I'm just trying to keep my ears open all the time when I'm listening to music. I'm trying to listen actively when I listen to music. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to listen, like what's the bass doing? What's the drums, what are the drums doing? What's the keyboard doing here? If there's a horn player, what are they doing? How are they interpreting the chord changes? I'm just trying to listen to music on a deep level, and that's something that I always try to impart to my guitar students as well, is how to do that, how to listen to music on a deeper level, And in terms of the guitar thing, I do want to dive into this in more detail on other episodes, but one thing I really try to do is to be a solo guitar player. And I'm not always successful. I don't always sound the way I want to sound. In fact, most of the time I hate hearing myself play because I'm just not, doing things the way I quite want them to do. Or I quite want to do them or whatever, you know what I mean? And I think we're all like that to a degree. I think guitar players are a bit of a self-loathing bunch when it comes to these kinds of things. And, I know that I can do some unique things in the guitar, but it's really rare that it comes out exactly the way that you want it to. But all that being said, one thing that I love doing is trying to be a guitar player who plays chords at the same time as melody. So like I'll take my chord shape and I'll kind of expand on that chord shape with, say, my pinky finger. Or even by removing a finger to get a different type of sound. I play with my fingers a lot. One video that I did a little while ago that people seem to like, and that I also thought was kind of cool, was this one called Stinging Sensation. It was this one. So what that is I'm playing in the key of C sharp minor, and I'm trying to play a melody. It's harmonized though. And I'm playing it over this note, which is a C sharp. And I'm also playing it over the open A string. So that's something that really excites me, is like, how does a melody sound over one note versus another? Versus another. Versus another. So that's pretty exciting to me, and I think that's something that I got from Roddy Elias, and like he's always, he was always telling me, like, play a scale ascending and descending at the same time, and I'd say, what the heck are you talking about, Roddy? And he'd be like, oh, just like this, and he could do it, what a brilliant guy that guy is. I mean, it's just amazing. For those of you who don't know Roddy Elias, and if you're in the Ottawa area, when we all get back to playing live music again on a more regular basis, you guys should definitely check him out. He's a beast of a guitar player. Oh, it's amazing. So anyways, I'm going to go into all this stuff in more detail in other videos, but I hope that this maybe scratched the surface of telling you guys a little bit about where I'm coming from. By the way, that Stinging Sensation tune, it was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing. It was really influenced by Sting and the Police and Walking on the Moon. So if you guys listen to Walking on the Moon and then listen back to that video, you'll probably hear some influences. Again, they're skewed, but they're certainly there. So that bass line right there comes from, it's a direct lift from Walking on the Moon, and it's got a bit of a reggae vibe, so I was trying to kind of get into that. So anyways, I hope you guys found this a little bit helpful in terms of kind of hearing about where I'm coming from, and I'm going to dive into really specific things in other episodes of Guitar Tone Tuesday to talk to you guys a little bit more about where I'm coming from when I'm thinking about the fretboard and, call and response, all that kind of stuff as well. But for now, please do like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to comment and let me know what you think. We'll see you guys and girls again next Tuesday.